here for a quick review on the Maybelline Superstay Better Skin foundation. It's supposed to be a skin transforming foundation, and the Maybelline Better Skin Concealer Plus Corrector. I actually was sent this product by Influenster to take the Better Skin Challenge, but the product they sent me is actually not the right shade. They sent me warm nude. It's a little too light for me, so I had to go buy my shade because I was really curious to try this foundation. There was like no way I can make this color warm nude. I think it's number 30 to work on my skin. The shade I ended up getting is number 85, which is a sun beige. This color could use a little bit more yellow. I feel like it leans a little too grayish against my yellow skin tone. But for the most part, with the color match, it works with my skin after bronzer and after applying some powder over the foundation. And if you guys are familiar with this, the Superstay line, this was released before, and it was in a twist up bottle. It didn't have a pump, and as far as I know, when that was released, it was marketed for a very sweat proof foundation that you can wear while you're working out and stuff, and I felt like that was kind of Maybelline's answer to Revlon's Color Stay foundation. But this time they've re-released the same named foundation, the Superstay line, but it's supposed to make your skin a little bit better. It's a skin transforming foundation, so it's supposed to help with basically kind of correcting your skin tone as far as like texture and whatnot. As far as my skin goes, I have a lot of acne scarring and an even tone with my skin from all the acne marks that I have on my cheeks and on my forehead. So I kind of wanted to test that as well. I haven't quite used it to kind of get results for it, so I'll definitely update you guys on my blog once I've kind of use this foundation more to see if I had any results as far as it making my skin better, if it helped with spots, dullness, and unevenness in my skin. So as far as packaging, I really like that this came with a pump, and I feel like this really needed a pump because the foundation is actually quite thick when it comes out. It's definitely not one of those runny foundations. See, I'm just putting this on my hand and you don't really see that going anywhere. So as far as how this feels on the skin, I feel like this foundation, comparing it to what I remember from the original Color Stay foundation, this foundation is a little bit more hydrating in a sense. So I feel like this foundation is good if you have combination skin, because I feel like it actually kind of corrects the really dry spots in my face, like the temples and around the sides of my nose. I feel like it helps with the feeling of being really dry. At the same time, I feel like it balances my skin, which I like the feeling of this foundation. I don't feel like it's heavy. As far as coverage with this foundation, I kind of wanted it to be a little bit more full coverage given that the foundation is actually quite thicker. As far as application goes, this applied really evenly on my skin. I just did not give enough coverage within the first application. I actually had to go over with my complexion, my e.l.f. complexion brush, just on the areas that I needed more coverage just to stipple it on. So I actually had to use maybe a pump and a half of the product all over my face to get the coverage that I wanted on my face. As far as any fragrances or anything like that, this actually is fragrance free and it has SPF 15, which is good if you're out on this. As far as wear with this foundation, I felt like the original Color Stay had a way better staying power than this one, and given the Superstay name, I was actually really quite disappointed with how it wore with my oily skin. Even with a primer, I felt like, I mean, at the end of the day, I'm gonna show you guys a clip of my face after maybe a good 10 hours of having the foundation on my face. As far as coverage goes, I felt like everything was intact on my face with all the cheek products that I was using, but I felt like I had no coverage whatsoever on my nose area, and it didn't really live up to the claim of being a Superstay foundation. As far as a mini review on the concealer, I am not a fan at all. If you have a dry under eye area, I feel like this would be good for me. It creases too quickly. If you were gonna get a Maybelline concealer, I would just definitely opt for the Instant Age Rewind or the Maybelline Fit Me. That one has better staying As far as spot concealing, I feel like this would perform really well with spot concealing. I feel like it would just blend in with your skin. I just don't recommend it for people who have oily skin to put it under the eye, because I felt like it just creases. The product moves too much and it creases too quickly, so I would definitely just go with the Fit Me concealer or the Instant Age Rewind from Maybelline, because those are way better concealers in my opinion compared to this guy right here. So as far as overall thoughts with this foundation, for someone with oily skin, I was actually really quite disappointed. For me, as a criteria of a good foundation, it definitely needs to have really good coverage and staying power at the same time, and I felt like in both areas this just lacked a little bit in those areas, and I have better foundations from the drugstore that performed better than this one. It is too early for me to tell you if I had any better skin results from using this foundation, because maybe I've been using this for maybe a week and I haven't really quite noticed anything any different in my skin. One good thing though is that it doesn't break me out and it doesn't have any kind of irritating ingredients that has made me break out whatsoever, so that is a plus. And I do love that it has a pump. We all have different skin types, so maybe if you have a drier skin type, this might work better for you with staying power, but with me the foundation just didn't stay too well at the end of the day, and I had to pile on a little bit more of the product just to get a decent coverage on the problem areas on my face. So that pretty much concludes this review on this foundation. I hope you guys found this helpful, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye!